guys, today I'm filming the finale for my Pan 20 in 2020 project Pan. This was my year-long project where I wanted to hit Pan or finish up a certain group of products, and then I also had a goal of finishing an additional 50 makeup products. So this is just my finale. I want to let you know what I used up since my last update, show the progress on where I'm at now, and let you know what my plans are with the products that I have left. Unfortunately, there are a lot more things left this year than there have been in previous years. Part of that is due to a good part of that is due to how little I've been wearing makeup this year due to the pandemic and working from home. But I think all of us panners, or a lot of us, are in that same position. So anyway, let's get started. There were only 2 of my 20 and 2020 items that I finished up. The first would be my final perfume. This is the Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy Noir perfume, and I was right here at my last update, and if you guys can see now, it is completely used up. This is just a little rollerball size. It was a dual-ended rollerball, so it didn't have a ton of product in it. And there's like a stamp over the size, so I can't quite tell you, but I do really enjoy this perfume. It's a very nice winter perfume for me that is a little bit deeper but still sweet. I do have other perfumes that I really like that are very deep and woodsy and sensual, but they can be a little intense for me for day to day, and this is a great one. I do still have a full-size bottle of this, so I won't need to repurchase anytime soon, but it definitely feels great to have this used up. I did also finish the other side earlier in the year, so very happy about that. And the other item I finished would be my Anastasia single shadow in Bengal. I'll put up a little picture of where I was last update. As you can tell, there was only just like a tiny little chunk. I did completely use it up. I feel really happy about that. I do not really pan eyeshadows very much, especially not anymore, but that is one of like the best crease colors for me ever. I already have a backup of it, and I feel really accomplished that I was able to finish that up this year. So normally now I would show you guys the progress in the items I have left, but honestly a lot of them I didn't even work on since my last update. So I'm going to save all of those things for the end to let you know if I'm going to roll them into next year's project pan or not. So now I'm just going to show you the additional random makeup products I used up in November and December. There were 8 of them. The first is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I don't get it. This is fine. It does help my makeup stick to my face a little bit better, but it's not the most mattifying product ever, which I kind of thought it would be when I tried it. It is not bad, but I have so many other primers in my collection. I won't repurchase this anytime soon. I had a couple other minis and I've decluttered them because again, I have so many primers, and this is fine, but I have several others I prefer over this one, so I would not repurchase it, but it wasn't bad. The next thing is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation in Mont Blanc. This is just a little sample size. This is incredible. It is like one of the best discoveries of 2020 for me. It's an amazing, very full coverage foundation that has a very matte finish. Mont Blanc doesn't really work for me. It's a little dark and too neutral tone, so I did actually purchase this in the full size in a lighter shade. Love this, but I would really only recommend this if you have combo or very oily skin. If you have dry skin, this is really going to emphasize your dryness. Any lines you have, it's going to make you look too flat. But if you have very oily skin, like this is one of the first foundations where I've been like, wow, this is an oily skin must have. If you like very full coverage, highly impressed with this one. Then I used up another little mini of the Urban Decay Nighter Setting Spray. This is my favorite setting spray. If I could only purchase one, it would be this. And I've got several different sizes of it, but I have lots of minis. I can never put these in giveaways because it's something I can use up and like to use up. So definitely something I would purchase in the future, but I won't need to anytime soon. Then I finished the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. This is just a little mini size. It has 0.19 ounces or 5.5 grams. Took me a long time to get through it. This was fine. It helped keep my shadows from creasing. The texture wasn't too oily or too dry, but it's just okay. I do prefer the original Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion and the Anastasia Eye Primer and the Milani. So this is not something I repurchase. If I get another mini, I'll pass it on. I was just excited to try it because I've never used it before, but it was just okay. Not bad, but not my most fave. Then I used up this mini Maybelline Master Precise All Day Liquid Liner. This does have a felt tip applicator, but as you can tell, it is very long and very skinny. So this did a fantastic job of lining my eye and helping me create a wing. Yes, because it's felt tip, it dries out a little bit quicker than brush tip, but this was actually really good. It did stay in place pretty well. I really enjoy this. I'd consider buying this in the future, but I have been wearing liquid liner a lot more recently, which I'm very happy about, and I want to be better about that in 2021 because I have several in my collection that I need to use before they dry out. But this was a very good one, definitely would recommend. Then I used up this Lancome Cils Booster Mascara Primer. There's still a little bit of product in there, but I only use the mascara primer for 3 months. And I think this does a nice job of helping to give my lashes a little bit of length and thickness, but honestly, it doesn't do enough that I would buy this in the full size, but I don't mind adding this as a step in my routine, and I'm fortunate enough to get these as freebies all the time, and whenever I do, I hold on to them and use them up. So it's a good product, but nothing amazing. I know other people like swear by it, and I've tried other mascara primers that I don't like as much as that one, but I just can't like fully back up the idea that a mascara primer changes your life. And the other mascaras I have would be this Pat McGrath Labs Fetish Eyes. This has a natural bristle brush, a little bit more of a wet formula. Does give a little bit of length, but mostly volume. Good mascara. I like pairing this with others, but it's not incredible. I wouldn't repurchase it, but I was very excited to try it out because Pat McGrath is a very expensive fancy brand. And then the other one I used up was the Tarte Big Ego Mascara, also a natural bristle brush, more of a wet formula. This is like a very large hourglass brush, but I didn't have any troubles applying this. I wasn't really getting it up on my eyes, which is great because I do have hooded eyes and that can happen sometimes. But this was nice. This also gave a little bit of length, gave some nice volume. It did a little bit more for my lashes than I was expecting it to. But if I get any more minis, I will pass it on because I would rather try something new. But this does layer really well with other mascaras. It just didn't blow me away. So those were all the random things I used up. I was so excited to finish up the eye primer, liquid liner, and those mascaras right at the end of the year, so I can start with some fresh things in January. Super excited about that. So now I want to show you all the things that I did not finish this year and let you know what I want to do with them next year. Some of them you already know because I told you guys in my last update. So the first thing would be the Touch in Sol No Pore Blem Primer. This does expire in November of 2021, so I have almost all of next year to work on it, which is fantastic. So this is something I definitely will be rolling over into next year's project. I do really enjoy it, and I think I want to balance using this with some of the minis in my collection as well. So I'm prepared for this to take me most of the year, especially if we're still going to be quarantined, if I'm still gonna be working from home. I'm gonna have a brand new baby, so I'm fine if it takes me almost all year to use that because it doesn't expire until November, which is great, and I enjoy that product. Next is a foundation. This is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage, and I have the shade number 10, Light Beige, and I am down here. So I have about 3/4 of the product left. I had contemplating getting rid of this, but then I've worn it a bit more over the past couple weeks, and I do really like this, and I did decide that I am gonna roll this into next year's project to finish as well. Again, I want to kind of rotate panning this while also getting use out of the other foundations I have. That way I can test them, make sure I love them all. So I'm also prepared. This is gonna take me a lot of the year because I want to use other things at the same time. Then I have this ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the white shade. I do plan on panning this one next year as well. It is not old, but is a little bit older. And this is something that I'm going to be using to mix with my other concealers to help lighten them a little bit. So this also will probably take me most of the year to get through because not all of my concealers are too dark. So I don't need to mix all of those with this. But this will be next year's project. Then I have my Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Powder in Porcelain. This is going to be in next year's project as well. I actually already put this in my winter project pan, which I started at the beginning of December. So I have already made some good progress on this. I don't want to spoil my update, so I'm not going to show it to you, but I definitely am going to try to finish this up next year just to have it out of my collection. Then I've got my cheek products. I have 3 bronzers that I was hoping to use up this year. Did not happen. Such a shame. So the first is Benefit Hoola. This is also in my winter project, so I don't want to spoil any progress. I will be trying to finish this next year. Then I have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the original bronzer shade. I am going to try to use this up next spring. We'll see. Then I've got Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I'm going to try to use this up next fall. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm really hoping so, and I was feeling so confident, but I just don't need that much bronzer because I'm so fair, and I just really underestimated those. So I would love to finish all 3 of them next year, but we'll see what happens. Then I have this Urban Decay highlighter in Sin. I wanted to hit pan on this one, and I am not going to roll it over into my year-long project pan. I might end up putting it in my summer 10 pan to hit pan on this, but I'm not sure. I might rather get use out of the other highlighters I have. The only reason I would want to hit pan on this one is because I do have a backup of it, but I might just choose to use it organically. So for now, I'm not going to put it in next year's project. Then I've got some eyeshadows, and these are the eyeshadows from TheBalm that I'm using to set my primer. I have the matte white for under my brow and the matte cream for setting the primer in my crease. I will put up the picture from last update so you can see that I have expanded the pan on both of these shades, which is great. This will roll over into next year's project pan, really just so I can see the progress on them. These are going to take me probably until the end of the year to use up. They come with so much product and they're very pigmented. I absolutely love them. I'm going to have no issue panning them, or I should say I'm going to have no issue using them every single day, but I will put it in the project just so I can see the progress. Then I have the Anastasia eyeshadow in Birkin. Made a ton of progress on it this year, but I do still have some products left. So I do plan on repressing this at some point and trying to finish this next year. Not something I'm going to reach for in the winter, but it is a shade I do reach for in spring, summer, and fall. So this will be done next year, which I will feel really good about. Then I had my lip products that I had left. So one of them was the Bare Minerals Gen Nude lipstick in Kitty. I did just declutter that to a friend. Even though the formula was fine, the color is very pretty, there was just so much product left and I didn't want to try to pan it for another year. And then I had 5 other products that I did not hit my goal on, and basically I am going to try to pan 1 and the other 4 are going to go back in my collection. I actually love these other 4 and I will be totally fine with just using them organically. I am not going to put very many lip products in next year's project pan just because I have a feeling that I'm still going to be working from home for most of the year and I won't be getting a ton of use out of lip products. So who knows, if things might change, I'll probably throw them into my seasonal 10 pans, but I'm going to have very few lip products in my year-long project pan. One that is going to roll over is this Buxom Full-On Lip Cream in Dolly. This is a beautiful mauve shade. I am about halfway through it and this is already in my winter project pan. This is one of the older glosses in my collection and I've made such significant progress I want to go ahead and finish it. But the other 4 things, like I said, I'm just gonna put them in my collection, use them when I want to. I actually really love these and I'm not in a rush to get through them at all. So I've got 2 more Buxom Full-On Lip Creams, which are my favorite gloss formula. So this shade is Hot Toddy, which is a really beautiful warm neutral. And then you have Mudslide, which is more of like a neutral coral shade. I would totally repurchase these in the full size at some point, but happy to keep those. Then for the lipsticks, I had the Bare Minerals Bare Pro lipstick in the shade Petal. I was using this one in the summer. Really pretty color and a very nice formula, really opaque, very comfortable matte finish. Very impressed by that. It's totally underrated formula. Don't need to go buy any more shades, but I'm enjoying it. And then I have a mini Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Pillow Talk, and I've got quite a bit of this left. I love this color and formula as well. It's something I would totally purchase again in the future, but no need to do that yet. And lastly, I just wanted to run through the several items that I decluttered from this project, and that's something I rarely do, but I still feel super happy with my decision to do that this year. I decluttered 8 products out of my collection that were in my intro. So that would be the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage Powder, the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Pencil, Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation, Ulta SPF 50 Setting Spray, Hard Candy Glamouflage Foundation, e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the CoverFx Powder Foundation, and the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Lipstick in Kitty that I just mentioned. So I'm feeling really happy that I did get several things out of my collection this year. A decent amount to decluttering, but I did still finish a lot of things. I'm not gonna tell you the number and I'm not gonna recap everything because coming soon will be a video all about all of the makeup that I used up in 2020. I'm so excited for that, and I want to leave you guys at a little bit of a cliffhanger. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. The intro for my 2021 project will be coming very soon, as well as that Year of Makeup Empties video. I would love to know what project pans you plan on doing for next year. I would love to know how you did on your projects this year. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.